Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday.
哦，我还没有
Oh,
stream 那个，现在来用，sorry my fault。
yeah, that's what I was asking you, Alvin. I was like, are you
Oh,
ready? Okay,
ready.
okay. While Alvin
Oh,
is preparing to stream to his account, how is everybody doing for your weekend?
we may have a good start from Monday this week. Still depends on the further announcement from Trump. But I
From
think
who?
they just did, right? Trump about the ceasefire
Really? When did they say that?
1 hour ago. He say they didn't mean to cease the fire right now. So maybe things may not getting better very fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
But you know, like
flash
what's
news.
dramatic? Last week is like you remember there's a poly market bet on like whether US gonna have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
troop, right? And
yeah.
then that thing is now it's like 100%.
Oh, let me see. Okay. I mean, which one? Ceasefire one.
No, no, no. Let me show you.
Okay, okay.
Let me show you the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
this one. Oh, actually, this one.
yeah. Because like one of the,
I think
I
not
guess,
so many
soldier.
people guess the ending of this one. Yeah, yeah,
Look,
yeah.
look.
Soldier.
I actually bet it. I bet $10 on it. They will
Oh,
enter
you got it.
Iran.
You got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got it. But
actually, the December
it's,
one is a good choice. Actually,
yeah, I
way
mean,
better
but
than April.
when I
Than
bought
April.
it, it was like 58.9 cents. So it's like a 41.1%.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I only have $10 in my Poly market. You remember, like, there was one day we were live streaming, and I was like, oh, maybe we should demonstrate how we bet. And then that's all the money I have.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's one.
it's crazy that these two options have 100 million in total of their trading value.
Yeah, yeah. I should bet more money on that. But anyways, I don't really trade on prediction market. But it's
Yeah.
with that being said, this is because of one of the driver or the air, like the flight fighters. They, I think like Iran shoot down one of the flight that was like fighting from the US, and then one pilot got saved, but the other one, I'm not sure. Like I
Yeah.
don't see there's any like following up message on that. But this is basically saying, oh, there's US force enter Iran because the determination of how this gonna resolve is like as long as one person physically enter the this like terrestrial territory of Iran. So when it qualifies, so that just means like this one person qualified that specific
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, which is quite dramatic in a sense. I don't think anyone have expected like
Yeah,
this
for
to be
sure.
qualified in this way. Yeah,
So difficult to predict this.
I know. On the other side is let's look at the market, right? I do think like this time, even with all the uncertainty that's ongoing for the Strait of Hormuz for the global economy, the crypto price has been holding up so well, to be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
for this whole time. Like even during this weekend, right? If you like during the last say 3 months, for example, because officially the war was declared, I think like February 28th or like that at the end of February. So if we look at the end of February, which is pretty much here, I think. Then crypto
Yeah.
has been just like oscillating around the range. I mean, if we just talk about Bitcoin, it's like oscillating between the range 65,000 to like 75,000. It's pretty stable in like compared to all the other assets.
Yep.
And then I think because of that, people are starting to betting more on the upside for crypto. We are doing even like 84,000 calls for Bitcoin. Still there's like protection puts for 62K, 64K, 63K, but there's no extreme numbers. I do remember like a month ago, 2 months ago, we will be looking at even lower like puts for when
Yeah.
people are betting on the
40,
downside of crypto.
50. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the crude oil spot is, as we said during the last like live stream, right? It's just continues to go up. I mean, one thing interesting happened, like I guess 2 days ago. Let me pull out that link. Is the research company Citrini? They actually went to the Strait of Hormuz to
Yeah.
report
It was
what's the
a Banger
ongoing.
Post.
Yeah,
Yeah, Banger Post.
yeah.
So
I
crazy.
feel I think, but I do think modern research should do this in a way. I mean, they of course they set the new standard of like, oh, what is it to be a good research institution, right? Even though there's people arguing, oh, why they should do that, or there's some people being very salty, but from my personal opinion, like the fact that they actually spend so much effort and there's like literally like people who work at Citrini, they're gonna go there. They brought a full cash of like 15,000 to just like be ready to gather real time information in danger zone. Because before you
Yeah.
go there, you don't know how dangerous it's gonna be at the Strait of Hormuz, right? So
Yeah.
they're definitely like putting their own health alive
Yeah. It is the
on
value
the stake.
that can be replaced by AI actually.
Yeah. And basically like they just they brought a cash of
Oh,
15,000 as well as
interesting.
the Zen, and then they just went there and tried to monitor like the actual traffic for Strait of Hormuz. But there's still like a lot of people questioning. Basically, I remember essentially. Oh, I'm not a paid subscriber, but in the paid version, right? Essentially, they were talking about
Yeah, that's
there are
why
actually
many people staying talking that they did a great job about the marketing. Yeah,
mm,
about their brand.
and yeah. So essentially, in the actual paid research, they were talking about oh, there are actually more ships going through the Strait of Hormuz than it has been reported on Twitter.
Yeah.
But all those like but most of those traffic flows are the results of, I guess, negotiation with the IRGC from Iran. It's also not like 100% safe because they literally could change their rule of like whether you could pass or not, as well as like raise their toll if they would like to. And I continuously to see there's news about they are asking people to pay the tolls or the increased fees, the passing fees in renminbi, the Chinese yuan.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh.
Um, but with that being said, I do think there's value, and what you said is true. Is like this is like hard to be replaced by AI. But think about it, Alvin. If you just like fly is it possible for us to fly a drone, say to monitor, or will the drone be shooted immediately?
Mm. I don't know.
Because the thing is that I think like there's still value for you to be the person go there, right? You try to bribe the local personnel, but this could also be replaced, or you can mitigate the risk of say, oh, me as a person, right, to go first. Maybe like I would just fly a drone there and then try to record a couple of like video
Okay.
recordings.
Yeah.
That might work too. I have even seen like people they have been like using the robots to try to train or they will go in say a battlefield first and to monitor the situation and the human being gonna follow. I do think that will be the future trend of any real battles happening in real life.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. There's news also talking about the suspension of the internet at Iran. It's over 3 days, and it's the biggest records longest records uh for the internet uh suspension. They
what is
never,
it?
yeah,
Mm.
like the internet shut down.
Oh, it's shut
Yeah.
down in Iran, 100%.
Um, Maybe cut by the government. Yeah, for over 1 month.
Isn't that why uh Elon was building Starlink? Because like whenever there's like really huge global events happening, then
Oh,
Elon,
maybe.
I always remember Elon gonna send out tweets say, "Oh, so now Starlink is available in those regions," something like that.
Oh, yeah, and that's also the longest records in the world. Insane.
For the pause of internet services.
Yes, yes.
I mean, if I have to be honest, right? I think like
37
in,
days.
internet has always been regulated in a way, like in many different regions. It's just like how much regulation or how limited it is for that specific region. Even what we see, right? Though I think like in the US or even both for you and me, like we get access to internet 24/7, but the information we see is already pre-filtered by the algorithm no matter what. And if the specific platform that we're using, for example, Twitter, they don't want us to see certain information, they can immediately add a line of the code to their code base and say, oh, do not show that. Do not even promote that, right? Do not give assign any impression to those kind of content. So
Yeah.
so I do think like of course there's a spectrum of whether you directly cut the internet access to the spectrum of all you're just limiting some content, but it's all like we need to be aware that's already happening every single day.
Mm.
Mm. And then I just found I'm just like looking through the comments regarding how people are reacting to this training research on top of like the Strait of Hormuz research, right? And then basically this is a summarization. What Citrani discovered on the ground is like the AI's data everyone is trading on is missing roughly half of what's actually transiting the strait on any given day. Ships are going dark, spoofing destinations, broadcasting Chinese crew owner through transponder fuels to avoid getting hit. Iran's Ghost Fleet is running 29 plus laden tankers inside the Gulf with transponders off, moving an estimated 3 billion crude to Malaysia since the war started. But to be honest, right, every day for the AI's data, I've been monitoring it too. Maybe it's reporting maybe 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 ships. Even you double it, or even if you increase 50% of it, it's still just like 7 to 8 ships. It's not a lot. It's not like we are going back to normal for the Strait of Hormuz traffic at all in this case.
Yeah.
And then continued, this person says the entire market is pricing a closed strait of satellite imagery and transponder data that has a 50% blind spot. Every oil model, every supply forecast, every micro call built on AIS throughput numbers is working from a data set that systematically overstates the disruption. When the signals deliberately go dark, the people staring at dashboards are the last to know what's happening. Citrini figured that out by putting a guy on a speedboat 18 miles away from the Iranian coast while Sahid drones flew overhead. The gap between what AI says and what's actually transiting is the most mispriced variable in energy right now. I mean, I agree with the comment, but on the other side, I feel like most of people, they will just like trade with the information they already have access to. So in that case, I mean, maybe like doing this will give you an edge will give you an edge on what's really happening. But I think it's more about, even if you have the real data, is that the perception? Does that fit with the perception of other people? You cannot like broadcast information to market participants who decided they want to look at things in one way, right?
Yes.
so I mean I think like I'm always up for, okay, you need to trade on top of like real information for sure, but mm, but you will also need to understand like what other people's expectation. I generally think like trading in a competitive market is more like you understand what other people's expectation of the pricing gonna be, and then you trade on top of that assumption. It's not always just about the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's about the
mm.
volatility.
Let's continue. So, but I still think like they are very, very good at marketing. Like not just marketing. What they did is also like setting kind of like a standard, or even I would say a role model in a sense where, if you really want to do reporting, you can be very creative in this world. Mm, um, mm, and then I was also listening to another podcast this weekend, which there was this host um, interviewing a journalist who is based in Iran, and basically she was saying when the war happens, everyone was so quiet, and then all the traffic was moving so quiet. Like when you are facing the extreme situations that's like really, really scary, you actually feel like the whole world is so quiet, and you're just like going through it and waiting for the different things to be happening. Um, it's hard to imagine like how all the people are living under like within a war setting. But I really hope like all the I don't even know how to comment on this, because war is war, right? There will be causality. It's a sad reality, but I really hope like we can see a ceasefire soon. Though,
Yeah.
to be
Hope
honest,
so.
like to
We know it's
be hon-
hard, but
yeah,
yeah,
mm,
maybe still need to wait at least 1 or 2 months or longer. You know.
mm, mm, mm. But going back to, I guess if we really want to discuss about oil pricing, mm, I still think the uncertainty of the oil price volatility, it will still persist for a while, right? Because we last week we discussed about this, like even on the other side, the Iraq, the Houthis, they decided to join, and then they were also threatening to close the other side of the strait, or the other side of the entrance, and the I guess the passing point from the Red Sea side. And if that's happening already, it will be even harder for all the insurance companies to price the passage of the ships. And on the other side is like it's more blockage points for global oil shipment. So I would say like I actually think like if you are really trading on crude oil or any oil related product, it's better not to watch all the headlines and more to trade the trend, meaning, oh, if say one day, or they say, oh, there will be a ceasefire, and we really start to see slowly the passage of all those ships are climbing back, then maybe that's a time to sell the oil. But it's of course it's a really hard condition for us to say, oh, this is a definitely the definite determination point for you to decide like when to trade or not. Um, but I'm actually very tired of this like headline trading.
Yeah. Also heard some friends talking about um they just like take profit from their XLE stocks like this because they know they think the market they have a fetish like bottoms are built on green news, but start from when the bad news begins to fade. So maybe um like VIX drop a little since last Wednesday or Thursday, they may be a turning point for like uh, the peak of the fear in the market. Yeah, so there's also the same point. Traders like take profit from their no matter um CL or Brent positions or XLE. Mm. I think that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you mean like because they are seeing the VX? Basically, it's the volatility of the stock are going
Yeah.
down. So they think the I guess the bottom of the fear has already priced in.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
actually,
yeah. Just
I
just
mean,
like
we should say the peak of
just
the
like the
fear at the
fair,
bottom of the stock price.
yeah, just like the fair index that bounced back a little from the button. Yeah.
Mm, mm. It's hard to comment on this. Me personally, okay, should I comment on this? I mean, I think it's always good to take profit of on your positions that you are already making profits with. There's nothing wrong about it. Uh,
Yep.
mm, but also like you can, I guess like for me, I will still continue to bet on what I have seen in the market, and then like on what I have thought originally, like the all the possibilities or probabilities, as well as like historically what happened.
Yep.
Mm, okay, let's talk about drift, shall we? Because last week we all have heard this like devastating news about like drift protocol has been hacked. And then this week, actually, when was this? I think it was literally yesterday. Let me check the actual time. Oh, April 4th. So 3 days after the
Right.
hack has happened,
Yep.
Drift have posted a full like post-mortem or the incident background update. And basically it's talking about like how they suspect the hack was conducted by a group of individuals who contacted them at multiple major crypto conferences and presented themselves as a quantitative trading firm looking to integrate on the protocol. And they specifically says that like from February, so from December 2025 to January 2026, or even like March and February, that specific group of people, they even like continue the integration, send the test flight link to the team members for their app, as well as deposit over 1 million of their own capital
Yeah.
onto Drift. To be honest, I feel like, okay, I guess this is a very like specific comment they're providing, right? And then Drift also say they are engaging like Mandiant, which is the traditional cybersecurity. I saw there are so much discussion regarding this because DRPK or DPRK, the North Korea hacker group, right? It turns out like during the last like several years, they have conducted so many like large scale hacking activities in crypto. And though we are not sure if like this time it's them did this, but I'm actually like surprised how quickly.
Oh,
Okay,
it's only
the
12 minutes. Yeah,
no,
only 12 minutes.
not just the hacking event. I mean, like 3
Oh,
days later, they're saying basically, oh, it's because of this group of people. And then we suspect them, right? And then
yeah, the
to
same group
be, yeah,
under
no,
the
no,
North
mm,
Korea government or something, supported by them.
mm, mm. To be objective on this, it's very scary because because
Yeah,
for every day I work with many different groups or many different protocols, and then of course they're gonna send me like test file link, or they're gonna send me like their website to test things out, right? um but if like it's a team that you already know a while who did this, then it's so hard to avoid those kind of penetration. And for I think for before, what was it? Is it Wormhole or some other protocol? When they got hacked, it's actually like one of their team members they hired is from North Korea.
um, actually,
You do remember that,
um,
right?
I know this group is connected with um XC, the XC1 and Radiant one. Yeah,
Oh yes. So
and I remember
I
that the XC1 is also the reason is also the same as like interview or something.
mm.
Mm.
Oh, you mean
Actually,
like they interviewed a North Korean person and then they got hacked?
yeah.
Mm. I think the ultimate solution for this is actually you need to separate your signing device from the device that you will be operating on. No matter like if you're using a hard wallet, or you are using mobile phone or desktop, it should be completely separated from your production environment in that sense, right? So that in that way, no matter what you do on your work laptop, it's not impacting the wallet or the device that you will be using to sign those kind of transactions.
Yeah, it's a must for we to separate the environment from uh the like the execution environment and the working environment and others. Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
a uh
yeah,
dedicated social engineering attack then beyond our imagination. So
yeah. I think no matter how you classify this, or no matter um how you expose, or trying to do more research on explain why this happened, like the responsibility of the drifting not conducting proper security checks, as well as like security management is inevitable. Like it's on their side. If you really want to like institutional control of your funds, right? Which I mean, I will use traditional finance as an example. Like for all their work laptop, like installation of different things as well as like clicking even certain websites will be blocked. So I do think like when you are managing a like very decent size of capital, you need to be responsible for the user funds. And the only I mean posting this is good for us to understand all what's happening on the back end, but it doesn't really transfer the responsibility. Like the responsibility is still on their side. And for all the users who have lost funds, like probably like I don't know what's the eventual outcome of like how they're gonna get all their funds back. I see a very like lean chance unless there's some institutions say they're gonna provide a loan to the drift team. Because
Oh,
I think I remember when the wormhole accident happened, right? It's Jump, the trading team, they loaned wormhole
yeah,
a very large check to cover
yeah.
the user loss funds, right? And then same, I think with Radiant, I mean, it's either like the protocols themselves, they take out some loan from investors, or there are some like big institutions, they will do it for the protocol. I don't know like who gonna loan Drift the money this time. Solana, maybe?
Yep. Biggest one.
It's I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. It's very hard to say, actually. Um, and I also don't know like what kind of like legal actions the users will be able to file against Drift in a sense.
Mhm.
Mm. But it's definitely a like very very tragic situation right now for especially like for Solana DeFi users. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
mm-mm.
Just right
And
after the TG of Backpack, so I think the um so many communities feel so bad right now.
oh, you mean the overall like morality of crypto?
Yeah,
I
especially
can
after
feel the same thing.
not so
Mm.
long after TG of Backpack. Yeah,
I
we
feel
can
the same
see,
thing.
yeah, so many communities and players got affected.
Mm. I will say this again and again, right? For any kind of DeFi protocols, if they grow from 0 to 100 or to a very big size, you it's impossible for them to never have like face any kind of like stress testing environment, meaning like maybe they're hacked in a small amount, or maybe they face some like security breach, whatever, right? It's you need to like check all the historical record. And I think it's well known that like several years ago, Drift was also hacked for maybe like 20 million. But those money also, I think that the money wasn't recovered from what I know, at least like even with the market makers that they were working with. So for a really long time, like there are some market makers they wouldn't work with like Drift for a while, and then essentially like after a while they start to work again. But with that being said, it's more like you can literally look at like historically what this specific protocol or founders have done in terms of those stress testing situations,
Yep.
and derive what they will be doing like for new stress testing situations. um the pattern of behavior is I think it's a real scenario, and people in DeFi always underestimate this.
Yeah.
um yeah. it's it's quite like a heavy topic for us to talk about it. And I literally feel like maybe 5 days later, 10 days later, the memories of like people who are not impacted by this kind of incident will be fading very, very quickly, right? Because they were not impacted. But for people who are impacted by this kind of situation,
Yeah,
it's
me
gonna leave
included.
us, yeah, they are, it's it's a long way for them to first like recover the financial losses, and second is like I think mentally it's also a quite devastating situation. Just think about 1010. Do you? I mean, Owen, do you still see people talking about 1010 right now on the timeline?
Intent?
October 10th, the pricing.
Oh, hahaha. No.
Yeah, I mean, I think like when you are not impacted, your memory is very short term and it's very bendable. But when you
Yeah,
actually experience those losses, it's very tragic. And then the sad thing is like even if like you want to continue to follow up on all those losses, the market already forgot what happened. Like 1010 was just literally like 6 months ago. Literally.
yeah,
Today is like April 6th. So mm, so I think like from our perspective, I that's why I always want to remind people like first don't dance on other people's grave. Second is always remember to check like for each of the protocols what the founders or the deciding committee has decided to do under like stress test situations. Mm, and I also saw some people they were talking about from now maybe from six months from now like we will see like AI agents start to manage people's money. Me personally, I don't think that's gonna be like a very widespread adoption. I do still think like the AI agents make a lot of money, make a lot of errors every single day. And I wouldn't trust it to fully handle my capital management. On the other side, is like before we figure out like how to assign responsibility and accountability, I meant legally for AI agents, it's very hard for the widespread adoption. I mean, maybe for us like crypto degen users or for us who understand okay what actually means to be controlling your own keys and wallet, like that works, right? Because we're gonna tell ourselves, okay, our AI agent is managing our wallet key, so anything happens, like we need to be responsible. But for retail users, I don't think that's the case for the actual retail users. Like, what
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think, Alvin?
Ac
Mm,
Makes sense. Actually, um, still needs a lot of work, like along the user journey from a normal customer and like a payment route, and then um so many different middleware than agent. But I think um the trend is still getting bigger
mm,
than ever because there I can tell so many like projects and exchanges are developing their own scale, MCP, etc.
mm,
uh during last month, and speed is getting very fast than ever. So
mm,
we can see that the first one maybe for the market and some trading agents related projects, then so many crypto exchanges, and for now, more to come from maybe Uniswap, Pendle, and more DeFi protocols coming on the way. So maybe for the mass adoption still takes some time. Yeah, but for the crypto native, maybe the speed is much faster than we think. Yeah, but still need to wait. Maybe
I'm
take
I'm
more
very
than,
concerned
yeah, half a
because
year or something.
a lot of those AI packages, right, especially open source packages, they are constantly being updated as well as like sometimes they will be attacked by or insert some malicious like codes into the code base. So
Oh yeah,
so
you
I
mean
s-
like prompt injection or something?
yeah. So I maintain my stand of like I'm very wary of this.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
also one of the, yeah, potential
mm,
crisis, safety
so
crisis.
if a lot of like those like self-made software are built on top of those packages and if they are contaminated, it's then you are kind of fucked. Like
Yep.
my technical co-founder literally was telling me, oh, um, he is very concerned about this, and then he literally saw like there was a package he was using. There was like some potential like hacks, right? and then he feel relieved that like he didn't upgrade it to the most recent versions. Um,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this is actually a very standard of practice in say like technology industries, like where you don't really adopt the most recent version of software. You wait for several months, and like there's a like time threshold where after certain months is like most of the potential hacks or most of the potential bugs for that specific version will be explored. But it's not well known, I guess, like for new developers or for say like vibe coders. So it's just more of a timing like of those kind of mass contamination of like software or incident happening. I actually foresee this will happen someday, but I don't know when. So I will also be very, very cautious about like using the softwares where it's like vibe coded.
Yeah. That's also the one of the reason why it's not so many people supporting OpenCloud once they launch, because the
Mm, mm,
authority is way bigger than like the simple user can control. So
mm,
yeah, also echo that cloud just banned like the usage of like auth token. Like people may run their OpenCloud through cloud auth token now got banned, so they need to pay by API or something. Also one of the
mm,
big
mm,
things happening in these few days. Yeah.
mm.
There's also a
Uh,
war between OpenAI and Entropy. Yeah, about OpenCloud fever.
yeah, I feel like mm, I do agree with you that like it will be a trend for more people, more companies to be using AI to create softwares and also like to manage their funds. But it's not, at least from what I see right now, it's not like 100% replacing the market of like capital allocation. But I mean, I understand why people are making those statements, because it's only when you make extreme statements then some people will listen to you, right? It's more like for eyeball or for attention purposes. Mm. But in reality, I think it will be always in a mixture and a spectrum. Uh,
Yep.
there was also a lot of discussion about like how decentralized each of those like perp decks are, right? Because when the hack of
Oh,
Drift happened, like people also talk about, oh, you think like Hyperliquid is like super decentralized? They even have less signers on their on their like contracts. They even have their nodes are even less decentralized. Mm, but I think like there's more than that, right? There's like how you manage your signing devices. There's also like whether you impose a time lock on upgrading your smart contracts, which Drift did not do. Uh,
yeah, yeah. That
comparing,
the
mm,
attack like happened just right after the upgrade, right? They upgraded about their signing contract, the Mortisic contract about 2.5 signer or something.
from four signers to five signers, but they are
Oh,
also just using two out of five. What I meant to say is that Mm, it's it's actually like useless to compare protocols just by its one function. You always need to think about like risk management from like a comprehensive perspective, right? Because the thing is that like if someone to hack you, they will try to attack your vulnerable point. It's not like they will look at you overall and say, oh, you did this well, but you didn't do this well, so that I will not hack you. It's actually they were finding the most vulnerable points and attacked you. So that just means like you always need to be comprehensive from end to end, right? From the very beginning to the top levels, like everything need to be impeccable. That's risk management. And then you
yes.
always need to take into consideration the worst case scenario. Uh, because for all the like black swan event or I guess like security breaches, it's a probability, even though the probability is like 0.1 or 0.01%. there's still a chance it's gonna happen, and then you need to be responsible for the user funds in that sense.
Yep.
So
Yep.
so I also saw OpenCover, they posted an article about like the, I guess the insured vault that the insured vault infra they have been working on. I talked to the OpenCover team, I guess like sometime last year. Also, they do provide insurance against like DeFi hacks or for like smart contracts, like for on-chain stuff. The pricing will be varied from protocol to protocol. But eventually we didn't decide to utilize them because I think like the pricing of the insurance is just too expensive. So they are charging. I remember like they were charging 3 or 4% for HLP, and then they were charging like some other amount for about different DeFi protocols. So,
Oh.
but I like that those kind of initiatives to
Mm.
provide insurance on the fund. The only concern is like how much is it insured? Um, but we are getting there. Let me
Yes.
actually pull out the article.
Okay.
Where is it? So this is the OpenCover's official website, right? And then they are, and then basically you see like for each of those, you will have those like vaults where you will have the original APY, but you also will have like a fixed cover fee, which they are charging like 1% to 2% on top of Morpho vaults. And that's why we didn't think it's a very economic choice, right? For the super full MPY, for example, the variable APY is 6.21%, but the cover fee they are charging is like 3.35%. So the net cover APY is like 2.86%, which it's just like too expensive from my perspective. I feel like traditional insurance, right? If they start for some of the traditional insurance companies, the way they price the credit risk or how much they're charging is usually like maybe like up to like 0.5%. That's it. Mm,
Maybe.
like 50 bips. Yeah, usually. I mean, for if you're paying like a 2.3% on top of like a yield that's only yielding you like 3.38%, like why are we
Yeah.
even doing
That's
fucking
impossible.
DeFi? Why
Yes.
are we doing DeFi? I want to know. Like how about I just put it in Robinhood? Robinhood give me like 3% or like 3.5% and also give me some deposit like matches, right? That's
Yep.
but what I'm saying is that I think it's good that they are doing this kind of insurance. It's a good starting point. I do see, like I hope I will see many more good insurance products that's happening in DeFi, which will giving us like coverage, but on the other side, it's a bit cheaper than what's available today. And those things gonna actually come as like the infrastructure in DeFi matures. Mm. Um, anyways, I think that's enough like me ranting on DeFi vaults or insurance. Let's talk about
Yep.
AI. We also know like Google just launched Gamma. I mean, do you wanna talk more about it?
Actually, I also
Mm,
not tried it out yet about the new
you haven't
model,
tried it out.
but
Mm, mm,
not yet. But I think
mm,
the
mm,
discussion about this so popular on Twitter, bring
mm-hmm.
state-of-the-art agentic skills to the age with Gemma 4. Gemma? Gemma?
Whatever, Gamma. I think it's called Gamma.
Yeah.
What's new in Gamma 4?
E-
Oh, it's called Gemma. Okay.
Gemma. Let me ask Gemma. Let me
Yeah,
ask Cloud
they
for Gemma.
they have 400 million downloads. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, Google can easily make people downloading their newest model. Actually, can
Mm,
can s- can talk from the like the open sourcing trend from Anthropic, because Gemma is also the open sourcing one model. After
mm,
Anthropic open source their own model, like maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, people
mm, mm,
at first people think, oh, they leaked the model uh by accident, but I think that that's not. They leak these on purpose. So push other big companies can not doing this, like they make other big companies need to chase after this trend. Yeah.
mm, 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 mm.
Well,
I think open sourcing is a good way to build your global audience as well as like in welcoming
yeah.
more developers to build on top of your software. Uh, uh,
Yeah. Oh,
but
this
there's
like the
mm, mm.
very light model, very light and age model can run on a phone, Raspberry Pi, and just an Orin Nano. Mm.
You mean Gemma 4 or what
Yep.
is it?
Yes. They have like different
Um,
size of the model.
that's a better news for I guess like on like developing countries for those kids or whatever. Because usually for those developing countries, they wouldn't have grant access to advanced devices. So those like
Mm.
Raspberry Pi or like more simplified devices. This is a good news for like developing countries, I would say. Mm.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
going
and
through like some of the Twitter comments.
mhm. Okay, there's a new ranking of the open source model, open source LLM.
Mm.
Let me see. Oh,
So it said, oh, to all of the local model pros out there, what's the most efficient way to run Gemma 4? I have a 16 GB 512 M4 Mac Mini, 24 GB 1 TB M5 MacBook Pro. I'm running Hermes agent on my Mac Mini with Cloud and Codex right now, and nothing on my MacBook Pro right now. And what the heck is TurboQuant? Yeah, what the heck is TurboQuant? What the?
yeah.
What are they talking about? What?
Wow. I think Ali leads the way of the open source LLMs ranking. They got
Mm,
3 out of 8, and the second best is Zhipu. They got also 3 out of 8. Yeah, top five
mm,
all from China. Uh, Nearly 80% of top five all from China, and the fifth one is Google Gemma,
mm,
Gemma 4, yeah, and then Kimi, another China
mm,
company, yeah, Chinese company.
mm.
Wow, so incredible.
I'm watching a video of like how they are like deploying this and
Yeah. And
running, I
also
guess, like the
the
Hermes
Hermes
agent.
agent,
Mm,
yeah, the Hermes agent you just mentioned is from Knowles Research. They just got a fundraising from Paradigm. Yeah, 50 million. Yeah, Hermes agent from Knowles. mouse research. Yeah, this one. I think Jerry Tan also retweeted the post today.
Mm,
Oh, Gary Tan, sorry. Gary Tan.
mm.
Yeah, I will try it out this week.
Introducing a manning skill for Hermes agent. Precise
Oh,
programmatic
they
animations for
push
robotic content.
yeah, they push so many updates in these days.
So basically, this is basically explaining, I guess, like making explanation videos for mathematical things.
Mhm.
This is, let's see, animations, objects, visual design, equations, graphs and data, camera and 3D, scene planning, rendering, troubleshooting. Oh my, this is really good.
Hmm.
Okay, let me actually take a closer look to this. An agent that
Yeah,
grows with you.
yeah, we
It's
can
not a
simply
coding.
like
Mm, mm,
install this one on our terminal or something.
It's not a coding copilot tethered to an IDE or a chatbot wrapper around a single API. It's an autonomous agent that lives on your server, remembers what it learns,
Yep.
and gets more capable that the longer runs.
There's a like closed learning loop compared to other agent. Autonomous agent.
Mm.
Mm. Wow.
So basically, it's like cross-channel. Like they will like you can use it on Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp. This is useful and Clive from a single gateway. And then okay, they are like they have auto-generate skills as well as persistent memory, which I think like some of the AI models couldn't do. And then schedule automations, sure. Delegate and parallelize. Isolated subagent with their own conversations, terminals, and Python RPC scripts for zero context cost pipelines. Real sandboxing. Batch trajectory generation with parallel workers and checkpoints. Reinforced learning training, export to share GPT for fine tuning with trajectory compression. Okay. It sounds very cool.
Yeah.
I would even FOMO when I read those. I was like, oh, this is great. This is gonna live across all those different channels without me like creating those channels like or connecting to those channels manually.
Yeah, all these new model and LLMs, people talking about this also, all connected with the um about the memory system, because that's the most difficult thing to solve when we use OpenCloud previously, yeah, or
Mm.
cross-session execution. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I have my
Oh, so the
mm.
coming out of Firm's agent may also like solve the OpenCloud actually, in my opinion.
I'm wondering what does curated memory here means. It says like has bounded
Really
curated
means like
memory.
personalized by
Yeah, yeah, I know, but I'm wondering what it means to like how do they program this, right? Because when I
oh yeah,
say
yeah.
the portfolio is curated on Sprout, then I'm literally just meaning okay, we are doing curation on risk and rewards, and then we will always select like the best risk adjusted return from across like different buckets. But here, what does this mean? Bounded and curated memory that persists across sessions. Does it mean like, oh, it's like filtering like not saved message, or what is it? Personal notes.
Yeah, let's try it out. Then share.
I probably need to spend more time to read through their documentation
Yeah.
for especially for like the persistent memory part. But I mean, I guess like it does give you the prompt says, oh, for each of the session, memory entries are loaded from disk and rendered into the system prompt as a frozen block. So it's almost like you are saving your progress with a game, right? And then this is a part where they tell you, oh, we are uploading your personal notes. Like we already just uploaded 67%. And then the total of like the I guess like maybe there's a way we can see the 2,200 characters that they are loading, the personal notes.
Hmm.
Frozen snapshot pattern. Oh, I see. So basically each of the system prompt injection or each session you have, they will never change your memory like mid session. So each session is kind of like an independent, but then after the session it will load like new memory into your prompt in that way.
Okay.
Like it's more like version control in a sense.
Hmm. Interesting.
I know. Oh, but then now you see there's limited, right? Like
Yeah.
you literally like they are limited the characters like to 2,200 characters, which is not a lot. Come on. This is more like okay, they say, oh, we gonna are they saying, oh, we gonna basically summarize your usage behavior, or we gonna summarize whatever we collected from you from all those historical sessions, and then it's summarized in this like 2,200 characters, and each time we will help you to prompt it in. Maybe that's like the function they're referring to.
Hmm. Makes sense.
Mm. But anyways, I'm excited to try this out. The
Yeah, me
There's a
too.
lot to read through though. Oh, okay, wow.
Hmm. Persistent
Every day
memory. Sounds good.
there's like there's so much thing to learn of it.
Yeah.
Did you do more of your AI use cases this weekend? Like build on top of that?
Just keep upgrading the old one.
The old one, like I remember you have like a Japanese learning bot. You also have a couple of like news updating stuffs every day.
Yeah. Stocks analysis and macroeconomics, stocks,
Mm.
crypto.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that's enough for now. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Actually, people
Mm.
cannot handle so many projects at a time.
You mean working on the projects at the same time parallelly?
Yeah, it's too naive for everyone to say, oh, we can vibe coding we can vibe coding a product every day. It's possible actually.
Well, I mean, oh, I think there's one thing we haven't talked about is basically there was this person, I forgot his name, but basically he used a month or two to create a $1 billion company just by himself, like selling medical stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about, Owen?
Medical
Like
stuff.
yeah, like a one person company, $1 billion story.
Yeah, I heard so many one person company stories in the past months. Maybe 3 to 5.
No, this one. I found it. So they basically built a telehouse company using like GPT. And this guy, Matthew Gallagher, 41 years old, spent 20K and 2 months is building a GLP-1 weight loss
Oh,
telehouse company.
he's
Yes.
founder, right? One of the
Yeah,
founder of
he's a
the
founder.
Git or something. Yeah, I know this. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then he has like 2 employees, but he has like a yearly revenue of like 1.8 billion company, which is crazy. POV started with 20,000, open cloud code, created 800 fake doctor Facebook accounts, built a GLP -1 telehealth company, generated 401 million in 2025, projected to reach 1 billion plus in 2026. This is crazy. His whole company was AI.
Oh, this is another one. Oh, I mistake. Uh, uh, there's another one, the good one.
Yeah,
Um,
this is basically all the fake like doctor accounts he created on Facebook.
oh shit.
But he is projected to have like 1 billion revenue. You see like how like gullible people are in terms of like, I guess, influence on the internet. Well, we probably gonna see more of those. I guess I'm happy for him making so much money, but I'm concerned about like people's health because like if he is doing this for promoting his telehealth company, then there are definitely like hundreds of thousands of people doing that, right? And the quality of your treatment, that the treatment that you receive, different doctors, is questionable. And this also reminds me of like there's one like very large event happened in China, which is called Putianxi Yiyuan. They were also doing a lot of promotions on Baidu, and essentially like the official
Oh,
like the Baidu, they have to like ban, or they have to do some actions against this. Like they were labeling out those like sketchy doctors as well as hospitals in China. That happened
crazy.
actually like years ago. So I also would say like we actually need to be more careful in terms of the information that we are ingesting daily, because AI just makes all those information more, like, it appears to be more real than ever, because you're gonna feel like there are so many people gonna face a similar situation as you, but they have find some sort of certain solutions. But I don't think those like magic solutions just appears like overnight. So we actually need to be more careful to avoid to being fall into someone creating a dream for you.
Yeah, it reminds me of the LLY,
What
also
is
very famous
ROI?
these days. Eli. Um,
Oh yeah. So yeah, when personalization is penetrating every single perspective into your life, it's a good thing that you are getting more dedicated caring and dedicated message, like cater to yourself. But it's also more dangerous because you are more likely to trust all those information without double checking.
yeah,
So
we
I
cannot trust
I
anyone in the future.
I yes, I hope all of our audience, like you guys, are having a great Monday. This week I think we're gonna do 3 live streams, right? Probably I think at this pace of it will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Is that true?
Um, maybe. I
Maybe.
see. Let me check. Let me check again with about the Friday with you later. Yeah,
Yeah. Double
I'm not
check, double check.
sure.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
And then, and I hope everyone is double checking all the information you are receiving from anyone, no matter from like AI or from the internet. You it it's a sad thing that you always need to double check. But I think because we are at the kind of like the early stage of the AI era, so this is the manual work we need to do. Maybe in the future there will be people like creating important tools that are gonna help you to like verify data or information, right? In that sense, right? But before that tool appears, make sure you double check, make sure you don't blindly trust anyone, any tools, and we go from there.
Yes.
Any closing notes before we close out this live stream?
Do not trust anyone.
Do not trust anyone. Wow.
Check,
Okay. Yeah.
check like twice or even more when we need to do any big decision. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
think that's
True.
all.
Yeah. Small decisions, maybe you can vibe it. Like basically, I feel it, right? But big life important decisions or anything like relevant to like significant amount of capital that you care, do research. Do a lot of research. Don't let your emotions take
Yes,
over you.
indeed.
But and we are here to listen to you, to chat with you, to be with you as what we always be, and as like it's denominated in our name, Guardians Echo, is we wanted to be the guardian voice of our audience for the intersection of crypto AI.
True.
and
So,
we will go from there. Thank you guys for joining our live stream today. Look forward to see you again. Have a great Monday. Bye.
you.